10 seconds remaining.
Hello and good evening. Welcome to the BTS series. My name is Hades Dota,
5
and all the way from
seconds
Singapore.
remaining.
And joining me, my co-caster Blaze. How you there, Blaze? Are you there?
Reserve
Hopefully.
time.
All right, I can hear you. We're all good. All right, so here we are, our final best of three series for today: Warriors Gaming Unity versus Mineski-X. Well, we've got a Malaysian standoff over here, and of course, I mean we're no strangers to some of the Mineski-X players. But what do you feel about? Do you know anything about WGU?
I've been doing some research on them. I have seen a few of their players play throughout the past couple of years, but not really in any form of prominence. Sometimes as stand-ins. One of them that really stands out to me, who I actually can't even tell if he's on the current
Radiant
roster that we're
team
seeing
win.
today, but Nana was a member of Invasion for a short period of time, so I did get to see some of his action. But with all the different nicknames as well as just the variety of players that they've been able to bring up for themselves, it's going to be interesting to see what they bring. I've been looking at least at their past drafts and their past matchups because they have actually taken some games off of some really good teams like MVP Phoenix, for example. So they definitely aren't complete slouches just because
10
people don't know
seconds
them. They shouldn't
remaining.
underestimate them. But if you look at the way they're
5
actually drafting,
seconds
they
remaining.
are perfectly fine with running these unique strategies, these pocket strats, whether it's Drow Visage, running
Reserve
a
time.
Necro lineup, running a Tinker. Like, they are absolutely perfectly fine with putting their eggs in a basket for a game or two and trying to see if some of these niche strategies will play out.
Yeah, I agree, and I think it's only been quite recent that just the sudden rise to
Radiant team
prominence,
ban.
where more teams are starting to take notice of Gaming Unity, and I mean, like you pointed out, they have very unique strategies, and hopefully we'll see something unique today as well. But so far, we really just begin the first part of the draft. Let's go more into this. I mean, in WG Unity,
10
they pick
seconds
up the Venge and
remaining.
Bat Rider, and Mineski-X going straight up with an OD and Chen. I mean, any thoughts on
5
these picks so
seconds
far?
remaining.
Well, it's going to be pretty interesting. Obviously, the Venge Batrider, they are
Reserve
heroes that
time.
usually go against one another. Being able to pick them both up allows you to kind of have that guaranteed initiation. It's not often you'll see an Oracle on a lineup with a Chen. They may still ban it out just because. But right now, having the guaranteed potential to lasso somebody, to initiate hard, to pull people out of position, and obviously to scale beyond the BKBs. Venge and Batrider are very good at scaling past the Black King bar stage of the game. So this is going to be quite effective against the OD, who will pick that up as a third item, generally speaking. But OD Chen is still kind of like bread and butter stronger in my eyes. Like, you're still going to be able to get more in terms of fight potential as they go longer. The Arcane Orb
Dire team
stacks
ban.
just allow OD to be such a beast, and the Chen allows him to stay alive that much longer with the Hand of God. So if Chen gets some early ganks going and is able to do a lot of work with his neutral creeps, we can expect some big things here.
Indeed, and not to mention, I mean, the last thing you
10
want is an
seconds
OD
remaining.
snowballing because when you pick up a Chen. I mean, correct me if I'm wrong, but I mean, with the
5
Chen with that
seconds
early
remaining.
presence, not only are you able to just help out your lanes, at the same time you can always push for early objectives, which leads to a lot of
Reserve
goal.
time.
And Mineski-X, I don't think they're running the clock yet. It's too early to tell into the draft. But Warriors Gaming Unity, I mean, just straight up picking the Venge and Bat Rider, it seems like they have something in mind. And when you ban out the Lone Druid as well, I
Radiant
feel
team
that they
ban.
just want to take out offlaners who will not be able to give us that much of an issue to their safe lane carry in the +1.
Dire team
So, I
ban.
mean, take out Darkseer as well. So, yeah, just banning out a ton of offlaners. Do you think this is like. Wait, I just realized that Winter is no longer in this team. Alright, so.
Yeah, I was noting that. Like, I don't know if they're standing in or what,
10
but this
seconds
this
remaining.
roster, I mean, having of all these guys here, it does kind of
5
edge out
seconds
Winter,
remaining.
unfortunately, which I was looking forward to seeing him play once again. But obviously, they have to do whatever they feel
Reserve
is best for the
time.
team. Who's in their place though? Is it
o-
Nick?
Okay, I think a while ago, I think like a week or two back, I cast them on the games, and there are just so many switches around. It's really tough to tell.
Yeah,
Because I mean,
Radiant
I'm
team
also just want to
pick.
point out. I mean, X Nova, Johnny, and Extinct, they're all support players. I've always seen them in the support role. So having three of them
yeah.
here, someone has to be playing the core. So I mean, I guess only after the draft we figure out who's going to play what.
Exactly. I mean, I think that I have seen Extinct play a core a few times, and I have also seen for a few iterations of Arrow, just briefly, Johnny did play a little bit of core action as well, and,
Mhm.
and actually his post Arrow, that was actually the role he tried to
10 seconds
break into
remaining.
before going back to support. So I would say Johnny is more likely to play a core,
5
but I mean, like you
seconds
said, we'll have to
remaining.
wait and see. Right now, they have like just this all-around solid lineup.
Reserve
Like,
time.
they have, they are strong in a number of different ways. Tower pushing is kind of medium. Team fight is pretty high. Like in general, like there's nothing wrong with this lineup. There is absolutely nothing wrong with this lineup. It's just it's kind of generic. There's nothing that it's really, really strong at. It's just good at the early game, good at the mid game, good at the late game, and being able to, as long as they use the Chen effectively, kind of snowball momentum from laning to mid, and then still have the carry potential with the gyro if they need to.
I agree. So I mean, just a well-balanced lineup, and I mean, of course, the Chen with that all heal, always good against when you the Bat Riders last soon when you just try to drag someone off a quick pick off. And I was thinking about Bounty Hunter, and there we go. It's been picked up Warriors Gaming. It's great against the Chen. Maybe just play around with his farm. He's given a bit of trouble. And Mineski-X will spawn with even more team fight, and that's the Faceless Void. That's something really very scary there. Chronosphere into the call down, and not to mention the flat cannon. Whew, I mean, I'm just really afraid for Warriors Gaming right now.
Yeah, so obviously, last pick for Mineski-X will be a range support with some good disable. You can think of a Lion, a Witch Doctor, something like that can just get the dust out on the Bounty Hunter, help the Chen break out of the jungle and move forward. The best thing for Mineski-X to start off with, though, is probably just put the Chen in the Secret Shop hard camp so that the Bounty Hunter can't really get to him, and then they have to manage the courier will. If they can mitigate the first few minutes of the Bounty Hunter's effectiveness, this pick is so here, because he's not actually adding any damage to the team fight other than a shuriken or two, and his track gold is only good for heroes that can find kills naturally. TA is really good at that, hence the name Templar Assassin, but it's still going to be very difficult because they don't have much control in an AoE sense now. They have Magic Missile, they have Lasso, and that's it. They really cannot prevent these heroes from doing what they want to. So if OD gets a good imprisonment off, if Chen gets some good heals out, gets an early mechanism, it's going to be harder and harder for Warriors Gaming to really build their lineup. I mean, obviously you don't want to just butt your head against a brick wall with a team fight when Mineski-X have pretty much all of that in their court. You don't want to have to say, oh, well, we rely on 5v5 really heavily because they're going to destroy you 9 times out of 10, or maybe even worse odds because of how amazing their ultimates are for team fighting right now. However, you can't completely ignore that fact either. You can't just go gank pick off all day long, and eventually you'll win the game. Those numbers just don't add up. So they do need to find a win condition, and I feel like they do need some degree of team fight to make that happen.
And right now, I mean, when they picked up the TA, I mean, I'm always a fan of seeing the TA being picked up, and if it's I kind of get that feeling where you just have one hero on both teams, which are just able to clear ancient stacks. So if things kind of go well for Warriors Gaming, especially with the Bat Rider around, you've always got the Bounty Hunters snooping around the ancient area. I feel that this is a really tough game to go for stacks, but at the same time, with the Void to sort of mitigate that factor. And I mean, back to your point when you said that. You mentioned how it's important for Mineski-X to just make sure the Bounty Hunter doesn't come into full effect, which I mean, just even if he doesn't really accomplish much, I feel that just by forcing the supports to buy simple things like detection, your dust, your sentries, that's always going to be a huge, there's going to be at least a tiny bump into the economical factor for Mineski-X. And I don't know, what do you think about them as a team coming from behind compared to Warriors Gaming?
I mean, there's going to be a couple power spikes where Warriors Gaming will have a lot more gold to work with. Bat Rider farms very quickly towards Zeppelin Dagger. Like you mentioned, the TA's ancient stacks. I don't feel that Mineski-X will be in a position to contest that for a while, because you're going to be walking up a cliff into the Firefly Napalm, and that just gets so annoying so quickly. So I feel like Warriors Gaming are going to be about like 500 plus net worth ahead unless the Chen does work. And then you're going to see track gold start to roll in, and that's kind of the deciding moment for me. Does Warrior Gaming start snowballing off of track momentum, off of like the one item advantage the TA is going to have, and maybe the Bat Rider too? Or are Mineski-X going to be able to prevent deaths with their heals, make sure that they can just kind of push a few tier 1 towers without getting picked off, and kind of build their lineup as 5. Warriors Gaming, spreading the map, will have a lot more potential. But as a unit, Mineski-X just outclassed them to almost 2 full tiers.
Indeed. I mean, not to mention you have the Witch Doctor as well. He's always great for that passive play. He's just great for sustaining in lane. I know, I find that the Witch Doctor is probably going to be a plus 5 since you have the Chen, who is probably going to be rushing for the mech. So we're not going to see too much of the Malefice, I presume. But, I mean, Warriors Gaming, they were responding to Ember Spirit, which, I don't know, does it feel like a bit risky to you? Because Ember may not be able to deal against this heavy push coming up from Mineski-X.
Nah, it shows a lot of confidence Warriors Gaming have for their little niche lineup that might be able to execute, might be able to outplay their opponents, but more often you're going to see them struggle. I mean, Ember does do good AoE damage over time against the Faceless Void. He doesn't. Johnny is in the offlane, by the way. But like you have to look at this laning configuration and say, okay, Venge plus 1 core, never going to be able to kill Faceless Void. So what can we do? We can whittle him down with AoE damage over time so that he is afraid. He might not be killed, but at the very least he won't be as directly contesting the lane. He's going to bring 8 tangos, a salve, maybe even use the Iron Branch to get the double tango. But Johnny, while having a lot of regen, will still have to play around this time walk cooldown, and the Ember Spirit does at least create some threat there. So I think they're mostly thinking about the laning configuration there, thinking about a hero that actually can not only fill this carry role, can snowball to an extent, but also will be able to deal with the Faceless Void 1v1 or 2v1.
Alright, I'm just need to quickly reconnect. I'm having a reborn bug. I'm seeing invisible heroes. Just help me out here with introducing the team. Thank you.
All right, so we're going to be looking at the side of Mineski-X. We're going to have Extinct running on the Chen here. Really just has a few tangos for, I'm guessing, tangoing some sentry wards. But we're going to be seeing Kang on the OD take the mid lane. That's going to leave, I don't know if it's Nick or NIC, but it is going to be the Gyrocopter in that safe lane. That'll, of course, leave the Witch Doctor to be played by X Nova. So finally you have Johnny on the Faceless Void off lane. And I'm assuming he'll go for a pretty early Poor Man's Shield. Both of the teams looking at the early banner runes, but it looks like it'll just be your simple 1-for-1. And that'll give us a chance to look over at WG Unity, which, to be honest, I am not as familiar with. We got Afu on the Venge support. We've got Timun on the Templar Assassin mid. We've got Zaki on the Bounty Hunter, Wen on the Bat Rider, and Ajit on the Ember Spirit.
No problem. We just have to go over the radio podcast a bit more. I think this is just a reborn bug. Yeah, I just have to restart Dota, apparently.
Well, the one thing the Ember does have going for him is he's got some sick cosmetics. He has completed all of the Battle Pass quests. He's got this Super Ember cosmetic along with his Divine Rapiers. This guy has gone a long way to deck himself out, and that's got to give you like a 2 damage advantage or something, right? Pay to win.
I'm not sure, but it kind of feels a bit funny. I mean, I guess if you're not Chinese, you don't really know where that blue tail thingy comes from, because it kind of looks like bunny ears to some people. All right, and I'm back.
Yeah, so it's different. Okay, so Johnny is going to be in this lane for a long time, is what I can tell. Like the second that Afu sends one auto attack his way, he immediately branch tangos, and he's like, "I'm here to stay, guys. This is not going to be a lane I'm going to be zoned out of." So you can expect a very early level 6 for him. He's not even going to have to go Iron Talon necessarily because of the lane matchup. In the meantime, the Chen picked up a Satyr and then shockwave this Templar Assassin multiple times, forcing out the early
It's
self.
burning out himself as well. So yeah, I mean, this is one of the annoying things about having a Chen on the opponent team, because the shockwave does so much damage, 160 each, and he's able to just spam that out 6 times. Top end here, Ren, I think he should be doing okay. I mean, he is against a Gyro and a Witch Doctor, but unless you don't get some really good RNG, bounces with those coconuts, you're not really going to be able to get a kill on this Bat Rider.
I think it's going to be a little bit scary for Nova, actually, because like when he's out in that position wanting to zone the Bat Rider, you get one Napalm stack on you, and you have to start thinking, is there a Bounty Hunter with an Orb of Venom right next to me? Am I about to get killed? It's actually going to be over on the eastern side that Extinct takes a number of hits from the Bounty Hunter and is forced away, while that Satyr continues to push mid, and actually they're going to go for the Imprisonment on mid, as well as that Satyr Shockwave Blast, but she barely has enough mana for the Refraction, and it still will be enough with the fortunate use of the Fairy Fire.
That's really close, and he's still not that... Okay, he's decently close to his bottle, but at the same time, I mean, this is just really tough for him in this lane, getting so much harassment, and Kang playing very aggressive on him. He really wants this kill. And actually, Bad Rider's gonna get the first blood. I mean, bottom lane they're still having a bit of action here, but not really. Ajit falling very low, so the first blood going the way to win.
Yeah, just able to kind of find the Witch Doctor out of position, get enough stacks up that he fireflies over really quickly, and the Gyrocopter can't do enough to punish it with just the one barrage. So that's going to be a very nice find here for the Bat Riders. He's going to really open up the lane for himself. The Bounty Hunter didn't even have to get involved for that one. We're going to see Extinct drop the sentry on mid, try to let Kang feel a little bit more comfortable here, as, of course, he's already won the lane. The Templar Assassin is walking back to base.
Bottom lane, Johnny, he's going to fall to Ajit and the Venge as well, so there we go, just kind of screwing up with the time walk a bit. So that's going to be another kill going to WG Unity, as they actually start out pretty strong in this laning phase. And there we go,
Yeah.
Ajit's going to find himself more comfort goal. Last hits wise, he's just a bit behind your OD and Gyro, but nothing too much to worry about. As Kang, he's going on Zaki, who is He's gonna walk it. Just walk it off.
Yeah, he got the Sentry Ward. That's what he was looking for. He's able to tango at the Sentry. He'll get his HP back. Actually, well, uses his Invis and has now the full benefit. Actually gets the bottle set. They might be able to go on him now that he has extra HP and mana. Janata and Shuriken can both come out here, and that would be very dangerous for King.
And he's there. I'm surprised he's not backing off. He's just staying there. You know, now they're going to him. They do get the slow off and the Shuriken toss to follow, but Kang pops the Fairy Fire. Oh, gets the imprisonment off, and Hugh does salve up. Oh, but he gets cancelled. He'll be forced to go back, but he'll still get. At least he'll just come back to the end of a bottle. So maybe support this. Maybe buy him a TP. Alright, Extinct, because of that, I mean, because he sees the bounty, at least in the middle lane, he doesn't have to worry so much about his farm. But bottom lane, I don't know, I feel like there's just a lot of pressure on Johnny to just provide these huge initiations. Just continuously.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I don't know. I feel like he shouldn't have to really worry about getting killed off too much, though. I mean, sometimes you won't be able to get CS, but in this matchup, like, the only way you die is if you get greedy.
Indeed, and I mean, about the offlaners, about who comes online quicker, I mean, we both agree that the Bat Rider, you know, he's able to farm the jungle more efficiently compared to Johnny. Oh, middle lane, Kang, slow up, gets the imprisonment off. I don't think they kill him here, do they?
No, he's got plenty of HP to work with here, and he's definitely using the imprisonment the way he's supposed to. But up top, Bat Rider is going to get hit.
Caught. When he's trying to fly away, no, one more click, Chen will get the kill. Oh, that was really, really close, and the creep's so low as well. Alright, so 1,000 gold here. Do you think Chen is going to be in great timing towards getting his mech?
I mean, it's obviously going to be slowed down. When you're up against a bounty hunter, you have to kind of accept that fact. But he's still, like, just if he's going for the items, it looks like he's just going to be able to go for the arcane boots here. I mean, no other reason to send the courier out that direction unless you're going for the energy booster, as far as I'm concerned.
Yeah, at the same time, I mean, you said that the bounty, you know, because of the bounty being around, the Chen's mech's gonna be slowed, but he hasn't used that much time in the jungle. He spent most of his time trying to play around with Kang. You know, Kang, he's just not able to do much. You see, he's playing so passive, doesn't even dare to go near the creep wave.
I'm really not sure about the arcane boots rush here. Like, obviously it can be really good. The early mana pool from the Chen isn't the greatest, but you do have an OD on your team. And you are going to be able to benefit from that essence for at least a little bit. So I would say the mech, like brown boots, then mechanism, then arcanes makes sense to me. But he grabs the booster, and they're going to be making their move with the early smoke at a seat. So I guess they just want to make sure that no matter what, they have the full mana pool to work with, because the Witch Doctor certainly won't be getting arcanes this game.
Well, I mean, I guess on the bright side, I mean, guess X Nova, you know, he gets more mana, and do we just go for the outflank here on Timoon? But he tends to stay with it when he catches him. Yep, they do get him. I think he's dead. And they have detection X Nova as well. There we go. All the nets going down, making him dumber and dumber, stealing all the intelligence, and he will die to the Chen. So that kill goal is going to definitely be boosting his arcane boots for sure.
Oh, up top?
Oh, they're diving him behind the tower.
They have no lasso. Oh my.
I don't think they killed him here. Yeah, Nick is just too tanky, and he has so many one shots. The Collar's gonna land to win, and the missile lands as well. The rocket barrage is gonna go and bang, 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 bang. Jari gets another kill. So, or rather, I mean, he gets the kill, not another. And anyways, there we go. But back in
if I was Zaki right now, I'd be questioning why the heck does my Bat Rider not have an ultimate? I mean, sure, Napalm is a good spell, and getting 3 points of it definitely has value, but I wouldn't say to the point where you would omit it when you have a free 2v1 opportunity.
They're just checking around for your bounty hunter, but not going to find it. So a bit of wasted dust over there for X Nova. I mean, at sometimes I do realize that, you know, Bat Rider players like Ohio, they won't take the level 6 point to the Flaming Lasso. What they'll do is they put a casual point to the Flame Break, so it gives them a bit more kill potential.
Yeah. And that's fine too, but it's something extra. Here we have just the Napalm at the 3rd point. I mean, it does obviously increase all of its attributes slightly, but I've never felt compelled that I have to have 3 points of Firefly, 3 points in Napalm just to get the maximum throughput there. I mean, if you're really have to get access to the jungle and just get level 7 that way, then I guess that's fine, but that wasn't the case. They had an opportunity, and I wouldn't say the skill build would have necessarily gotten them the kill, but it certainly would have been closer.
Indeed, and okay, here we go. We see Timon already just casually stacking up Ancients for himself. Not going to commit to another stack. And just mid lane, I mean, where's your OD? He's just waiting for the rune. But bottom lane, I mean, he looks like he's learned from his mistake after dying the first time. He's doing okay. But he's still kind of behind the Bat Rider, and your Bat Rider's already very close to a blink. You can see it here, 600 more gold. But over here, Chen looks like they're going Apu or the net and the Centaur Stomp to follow X Nova. The supports will find themselves killed. Oh, maybe not.
Oh!
Just kidding. And he's gonna get the bounty. It looks like he's just gonna run away. Run for the
I can't
Oh
believe
my
that
God.
just happened.
They just
The fairy fire magic stick just. That is just an unfortunate lack of consideration for Mineski-X that they weren't able to get that last hit in. I mean, that's huge. I mean, obviously, a level 5 Venge and the Bounty Rune, it combined together is at the end of the world, but it certainly wastes the Chen's time. He's looking for his Hand of God quickly, and Smoke Gank is a quick way to get that.
Johnny, there we go, the Chronosphere, the first Chronosphere is going to be used, and the column to follow, and the Rocket Barrage, when falling very low, and that's going to slow down his Blink Dagger. Zaki can't really do much, but just watch, but, oh, looks like the Sentry in lane? No? Oh no, his Windwalk just expired. Anyways, middle lane, they're going on Timoon, over here Khan going to bang on him, and the Santos Stomp to follow, and of course he's just going to die, but here comes
whoa, what?
He's ham, yo, Khan! And Kang, he's gonna fall. Actually, maybe not. Here comes the hammer. Ajit gonna run away. Here comes the bench, trying to save the day. And yes, Ajit will just walk away after committing every single remnant.
Jeez, that is a balls to the walls play that almost no carry player would take. I mean, you're as Ember Spirit, you're just looking to get your quick BOTs and then get involved. Here, he makes his rotation, he commits every remnant, and goes into a nearly suicidal position. I mean, the OD finds a way to survive just a little bit longer there. Let's say that the Chen was slightly closer to level 6, then suddenly that Ember Spirit is making a huge misplay. He does get the kill on the OD, he does get out alive, but it was also a very close call.
And anyways, I mean, thanks to that kill, it's on a high priority target. He got like what, yeah, close to 500 gold just from killing the OD alone. So that actually accelerates his farm, getting closer to that, their boot to travel. And Wen's just going to steal the rune away from Extinct, who is probably looking for another kill. He has 2 Centaurs and a Troll Summoner. And of course, with the Sentry over here, just checking around, but Extinct looks like they're going to try and find a TA. Not going to find anybody. Alright, so there we go, things just quieting down a bit, and Zaki, I mean, he is leeching that solo EXP mid, getting to that level 6, so, I mean, with the track gold, I guess that's where your Ember and the BOTs, he's gonna be very happy around with these global ganks.
Yeah, but I just don't feel like WG are actually hitting the benchmarks that they were looking for. I mean, the Chen is out leveling the Bounty Hunter, which is your first sign of problem. The Courier has not been killed off once. The OD has had a pretty good laning phase. All these things are failures for the Bounty Hunter. Zaki was looking to do something different. The only thing they've really accomplished is getting a little bit more farm on the Bat Rider than would be normal. Wen is going to have that Blink Dagger pretty soon, but he's got to do something with it. If he doesn't get at least a kill out of one of the first 2 gank attempts with the Bat Rider, then I feel like both the Bounty Hunter and the Bat Rider are failing to do their jobs. Oh, nice snipe on the Chen creeps, though, if he can find it.
Yeah, he's gonna try and burn them down. I think he should be able to just stomping him down, but nonetheless, after this creep camp, he will get it. And I think he wants to synergize it with Zaki's level 6, because he is very close after this creep wave. And that's when you get a Trackle with the Blink Dagger left too. That's always a huge plus for WG United. As they're currently 3-5, and Mineski-X, they will push this top T1 and they will get it on the Gyrocopter. Johnny has a Chronosphere up. Still not really close to his Vlads or maybe a Blink Dagger just yet. Middle lane, Kang just using the Imprisonment. No action. Oh, Zaki, the Sentry that spots him out, so they can't go on the OD.
Yeah. So for right now, the OD's just perfectly fine and happy. The Gyrocopter's doing well for himself, taking that tower down. He's going to have a Sange out early. If you look at his build, it's very defensive. Going no treads, just phase, of course, but going for the Bracer, which should be drums, as well as the Sange, which should be an SNY. Like all that combined together, he's boosting up his raw HP early. And this is actually what you want to do against a lineup like WG Unity's, where it's less important about how quickly you kill your opponents and much more about just staying alive and allowing your supports to keep you alive in the heat of combat.
Especially against, since it feels like WG Unity, their draft is pretty much, it feels like they're trying for that pick-off kind of thing, which is very good against the Gyrocopter, which they have to kill him off before he gets those big spells off. But I think right now they want to go in the bottom lane since, Johnny has a Chronosphere, and you can see the Chen and the Witch Doctor just hanging around the neighborhood. And do they have a smoke? I think they should be smoking here. Maybe not. Alright, now they're just gonna go.
Alright, so they do have to be, there is definitely concern about when Blink Dagger now. He's got Lasso. He's got Blink. He's got a lot of threatening potential. But we, of course, with Mineski-X kind of off the grid right now, is the Radiant Vision is just horrendous. They only have one Observer Ward and a suboptimal position that's just not giving them the insight because, of course, they're not traveling that path. Only ODS, but.
And I think WG Unity, they have a good read on the situation. They know that Johnny is just trying to bait someone out so that they can go for the Chronosphere because the supports are nowhere on the map. And right now, they're just grouping around the middle lane. When would it? Yeah, he's just showed off his Blink Dagger. So Mineski-X are very, very well aware of what's going on. Zaki just walking around behind the T1 looking for a kill. So... Oh wait, someone's actually TPing in. I think they want to...
This is interesting. Yeah, he might actually be able to get out if he... Oh, nope, does the exact opposite.
The TPs are coming in. Do we have a gyrocopter? Where's the Conon's gonna land? It's gonna land the 2 heroes? Actually, no, just one. Timun, the last one is gonna land on Zaki, and the Death Ward gonna do so much. Timun's gonna be the first one down to the gyrocopter. Alpha gonna get banged down. Actually, wait, here comes Ajit. Oh, he rammed it back in. I think he messed up, but that saves him for now. And Odie just pops his rune. Do we have any more kills? No, Zaki's just waiting behind, and the Chen will get the bottom T1.
Oh, the bounty hunter will go in, bounces Shuriken around, and will pick up a nice little hit on to the Witch Doctor. So it does end up being a 1-for-1, the TA being the far more important kill, as she's already had a really tough laning phase, and now that's her 3rd death of the game. Most of that fight comes down to the Witch Doctor. Actually, the cask was just so good, and of course the Death Ward did most of the damage. So all in all, kind of surprising that Mineski-X rotated that way, but I think that's the point. The surprise factor, it makes it harder for WG Unity to position against that kind of an engagement, and despite the staggered TPs, they're able to come out ahead.
And now they will just claim this T1. The fortification's really forced out. Here comes the blink from when that was very, very aggressive. And Extinct, I mean, yeah, getting the bottom T1, so I guess it's okay. He's already decently close to mech. He has the headdress, he has the buckler, and by then, I think that's when Mineski-X can just pretty much group up and take these fights. It's just a pity that the bounty didn't get that track gold. He had his level 6, but I guess he didn't want to take the risk, especially on to X.
He was looking to combo up the Shadow Walk bonus damage with the Jinata Strike, and just to get that quick burst and get that quick kill. Obviously, there's a lot more money. You get 200 more gold if you hit the track button, but you risk losing the kill if there's like some factor you didn't take into the equation.
But I guess also he didn't want to take the risk because you had the rest of Mineski-X not too far away. Yeah, he didn't want to die there. Anyways, I mean, yeah, the warding coming out from them is just crazy. Zaki's playing a lot of emphasis here. They're going to track up Nyx and the Shuriken toss. So, just letting him know, I see you. So Extinct will be farming up the enemy jungle now. Afu. Oh, actually.
By the way,
can he get a kill here?
There was. Oh,
there's a lot of stomps coming at the combos. The 3rd stomp. Afu taking a ton of damage, and he pops the 1 charges again. Ajit coming into the rescue, going on Extinct. Oh, I think you overstayed your welcome, Extinct, and the Chen. Do we pop in all 3? And the Chronosphere! Oh! Ember!
Jeez, just running circles around them, breaking some ankles. That was just amazing. Not only getting the Chen kill, which is definitely relevant when the mechanism is being closed in upon, but even wasting the Chronosphere, wastes 2 minutes of Mineski-X's time in trying to build up their team fight. That's just so good.
That just happened, and you could tell he was really paying attention right. He actually dodged it just at the very last second, so Ajit really making plays, getting closer to that Battle Fury of his. I mean, you can see he has the Perseverance up. And at the same time, Zaki, he's still playing around the enemy jungle. Mineski-X not going to commit any resources to buying, you know, sentries, just figuring out where he is, and there we go.
Yeah, he's just trying to be annoying. He realizes the Gyrocopter doesn't have a Morbid Mask, so any kind of damage that he could do early on deters him from joining the team fight. Right now, temporary damage becomes permanent until he goes back to the well.
Zaki! They want to go for Kang here. Shuriken Toss comes out and the stomps. The last who's going to go into Kang. They need to kill him right now. He doesn't have an imprisonment, does he? He's going to die. And of course, there's no Chronosphere to save the day. When everyone has to back off, he's falling very, very dangerously low. X-Nova, Cask is coming out. He's going to find himself another kill here. And of course, Timun is going to get swapped out. Here comes Connor going to land Timun. And of course, the Death Ward, look at it go. Timun going to fall. Gyrocopter's going to get killed on the Venge. And the Void going to find a kill on the Templar Assassin. So a 3-for-1 trade is just not the play. It looks like you overstayed your welcome. I mean, Blaze. I mean, what do you think? Just diving behind the T1 like that.
I mean, I feel like it's the plays that I kind of have to try to make. While Chronosphere is down, trying to go for that quick jump on the OD is definitely the right idea. The problem is that Mineski-X still just have so many different ways to respond in. And for the most part, it's been through this Witch Doctor. Both times he's been able to make a huge impact on the fight. Again, this is a 5-position Witch Doctor. This guy has brown boots and nothing else. But he's been able to be a huge player in 2 different fights. And I'd say that's more on the Bounty Hunter than anything. Bounty Hunter's job against a Witch Doctor is really just to keep a track on him and either shuriken him or shuriken something else to try to break that Death Ward. Instead, he has gotten it off both times. The casks have been great, and I don't know. I just feel like the Witch Doctor has been able to contribute too much. The Void didn't get to do anything in that fight. The OD obviously got completely controlled in the fight. It really came down to X Nova and the Gyrocopter bringing it back. And obviously, there was a hand of God involved there too, but I just feel like more and more it comes down to execution. At WG Unity, they're starting to grasp at straws. Every fight becomes harder for them, in my mind, and if they're not playing the farm game with these kind of heroes, then they have to be executing perfectly in the fights.
That's true. I mean, the bright side is your Ember, you know, I guess you can say it's space created, but I would be very worried if I were them, because they lost that fight after committing to the lasso, and that was without the Chronosphere, because things could have gone so much worse, that fight. But for now, I mean, do you think the Battle Fury is that game-changing item for... I mean, obviously it helps him farm up quicker on the Ember. And of course you've got these Chen creeps, you know, more damage output, but do you think it's that game-changing item for WG United so that they can have a strong footing in this?
I've always looked at Battle Fury as not only a farm enhancer, but it's a defensive item. It's great for turtling when the enemy is sieging our high ground, but outside the base where they need to make the plays happen, it's not going to do that much for them. The Chen creeps, yeah, he'll be able to take care of those, no problem, but you're not going to be able to directly address the threats of a really farmed OD and a really farmed Gyrocopter. I just feel like there's too much at stake, and the Battle Fury will get him to his next items faster, but he's going to need to continue to build himself up towards bigger and better things, because the Battle Fury itself is not going to cut it.
That's true, and over here, yep, okay, Kyung, he has to back off, he doesn't want to overstay. He was a bit too far out, and of course, when you look at their wards, it gives him perfect reason to be worried. And right now, I mean, Nick, he completed his SNY at 18 minutes, and he's actually very, very painful and very tanky for that timing. Overall, your TA, I mean, look at him, it's just a Blink Dagger. He isn't able to deal out the damage which he would like. So, I mean, Desolator, I don't think it's going to be that... It's not going to come in that timing yet. But for now, we see Mineski-X, they will start into Roshan. Will they contest this? Doesn't look like it. Ember isn't going anywhere.
Tough. I mean, as long as the Void, even though they see the Void, they have to be worried about that Chronosphere, and I feel like Johnny's got the range that he can do what he needs to, even with the Batrider Blink.
Oh, the last two, is he trying for the snipe?
Oh, too early, way too early.
Oh! He got it!
Yeah, that's insane.
No way!
Not worth 2 heroes, but still, it's very impressive at the very least.
That just happened. And over here, Chronosphere catching Timun. They're just gonna bash him away. The rest of the team needs to come in. There are no TPs yet, and Timun, he's just gonna TP out. Do it get time block?
Don't bash!
RNG helping him out, and he's just gonna hunt down Timun. Melt Strike and Blink out.
They got the dust on him, but he's popped a regen rune too, so he's going to be full HP and full mana. They're going to have to bring everything to bear against him. I don't know if the OD can get in range in time. He's already popped the drum. That Prismament is just too short of a range, and TA will slip by narrowly. So TA gets some space. They waste the Chronosphere, and of course Ember keeps on farming. All in all, they did trade the Bat Riders and the Vengeance Life for the Aegis, so that's not in the Gyrocopter's hands. It's not bad, but it's also like you usually just want to be like, okay, 1 hero, sacrifice yourself, get the Aegis. They put in 2 of their 5 heroes, and they do get their end result. At least they snatch the Aegis, but I feel like it's more swag cred than it is actually giving them a foothold in the game.
Indeed, and okay, Johnny, he's very... Actually, he just got a blink at 20 minutes in with the Vlads. It looked like he was far behind. But so far, I mean, he's had more of an impact compared to your Bat Rider. Because this lasso Bounty Hunter thing, not working out according to plan. And you can see right now, WG United, Unity, they're putting a lot of faith into Ajit to really pull this off. And one thing I wanted to ask you, Blaze, is that, okay, Mineski-X, we don't have that hard kind of that's able to catch your Ember besides Chronosphere. Do you actually think that this Ember can actually carry them past the, the 35-minute mark?
he can keep farming. He can go in and he can keep farming, but this is not a hero that finds like little quick solo kills or anything like that. So all they have to do is kind of give him a wide berth and wait until the OD has a Hex, which he will pick up in after a couple more items. He did go Atos early, and his farm is generally below what you'd expect. Only 370 GPM on King, but yeah, he can still go for the Blink Dagger Sheep, or he can go for
Johnny, I think
like...
I'm gonna go on the bottom lane here. Do you get the Chrono Spear onto Ajit? Excellent death forward as well. It's a ton of damage, and he will finally die. So they do catch the Ember Spirit, and we talk about catching him. There we go, he does go down. And at the same time, OD, he just picked up his Rod of Atos at 21 minutes in. Kind of surprised he didn't go for that. I mean, usually you see in OD, they'll go for like the Blink Dagger, so you can position yourself much easier. But no, what do you think about this item pickup?
I mean, obviously it's great against Bat Rider if you're not the last target. You just throw it out on him. He can force staff away, and then he's not getting much more distance. But yeah, I prefer Blink Dagger. I mean, getting the Blink Imprisonment is that much more impactful onto the Bat Rider, onto his target. So yeah, I feel like there's a lot of value in the Blink Dagger, but the Atos is kind of a nice all-around item. Definitely gives you the mana pool that you're looking to work with. Oh, TH is standing there.
And there we go. Do we have any detection? Extinct, yeah, he pops the dust a bit too late. Just too busy trying to micro those creeps. And I want to point out, he just bought himself a gem. There's a gem waiting all the way in the stash at base. So maybe
that's
yeah, it's going to help against the bounty. So bounty he's going to be a bit more careful treading into the wrong areas of the map.
Yeah, I feel like it's going to be really hard for Zaki to continue to get involved. I mean, he's only got 1,600 gold here. He's 1-0-1. I think that pretty much highlights everything. A bounty hunter that is 1-0-1 at 23 minutes is not hunting bounties. He's not really getting enough value out of the track. He's not really just building any advantage. So he's nowhere near a Mechanism or a Blink Dagger. No item that he needs to really like actually get involved, and he's already going to be up against a gem. Unless they take this gem within the next 4 or 5 minutes, I feel like it's just going to be more struggles for WG.
So for now, we have just a bit over 2,500 gold advantage from Mineski-X. EXP wise, a bit over 4,000, and our tower kills, well, you still have a T1 at the bottom lane for Mineski-X, so that's okay. I would say it makes things tougher for WG if they decide to try for Roche. And when he's just waiting in the trees, maybe looking for somebody, or he's just hiding there. They can't really decide what to do. And Chrono Spear on Afu. Johnny, wait, where's the backup? And here comes Gyro, call on to follow. First missile's gonna land, but not the second. Johnny needs another time lock. He's gonna get stunned up, and here comes Ajit to the rescue. He's gonna get bashed down by Johnny. That Chrono Spear, okay, good job. So there we go, that Void.
And it's just like, I mean, it doesn't seem like much, but they realize that WG Unity aren't going to hand them a 5-on-5 when Chrono's up. So there's no point in waiting for the Miracle Chrono. We can just use it to get a free kill. And the thing is that heroes like Ember and Bounty Hunter can do nothing. They can throw a random steering chains out. They can use track to boost movement speed. Like, unless you have like your entire team to respond, which clearly they did not, showing on lanes like that, it's just, you can pretty well guarantee those kills.
And at the same time, Ajit, he just picked up the Blink Dagger. I mean, what do you think?
It's to dodge the Chrono.
Is this like a player? It's to dodge the Chrono. But do you think this is like a player preference thing? Because I think, what I observe is that some players, they will go for the full damage first, not so much the Blink. The Blink is more like if you're really more confident in your solo pickoffs.
I think he's not really pressed for the damage right now. Like, obviously they're not going to be breaking the base within the next 2,000 gold. They're going to be pushing out the outer tier towers and just kind of doing it more methodically. So I feel like it's actually a necessity, and I would say it would be a mistake not to go for Blink Dagger against the Void here, because like you talked about earlier, Chronosphere is the only real lockdown that he has to worry about. So getting the Blink to negate that, or to avoid that, is huge. Up top though, could they dive past the tower?
I think they can try. Oh no, but the TP's coming in. He messed up when he needs to get the hell out of here right now. And I mean, he doesn't have a Chronosphere. But you're gonna have to worry, because Johnny, he will go for that Ags eventually, and with this Blink, I mean, you have a Chrono which is off cooldown every 60 seconds. I mean, your Ember is gonna be very, very worried.
You can play from when there just to force TPs back. There's that tier 2 bottom should be dead right now, but they kind of over-responded to that. It's obviously worse to under-respond, but over-responding means you don't get anything bottom, and that means that, of course, the tier 2 tower is going to be perfectly fine for some time. And
Blink just got picked up on Kong.
Yeah, so he definitely has to go for like the Hex next. I don't think the BKB is going to cut it. Like, you're only dodging a couple things anyways. So I think, yeah, you go for a Sheep Stick next and then Moonshard after that, and rely a little bit on the Witch Doctor and the Chen to keep you up.
So right now, WG Unity, I mean, they're just splitting up the fights, or rather, they're just splitting the map up, not splitting up the fights. And Mineski-X, they're just doing this 5-man thing. They're gonna be smoked up. That's X Nova and Extinct in the middle lane. Maybe cover Johnny, who's also smoked up. They're gonna be looking for a kill. They have the Chronosphere off cooldown, so if they can find Ajit, this will be a very huge kill. But no, he's just so far behind. They have a ward over here, so this smoke, it's gonna break. Yeah, they'll just take care of it, maybe. Yeah, there we go. So at the same time, from seeing them over there, this opens up the top part of the map for Won and Timon to just push things out. So this is continuously a bane for Mineski-X. So Blaze, I mean, what do you think is the play here for Mineski?
Well, they just kind of have to stay in formation. They just have to avoid the next big pick. I mean, the Bat Rider has been looking for that for the past several minutes, and they've been playing around it pretty well. But I mean, they do eventually have to get to the other side of the map and start pressuring tier 2s a little bit harder. They don't want this to go to hyper late game where Dodo just kind of falls into chaos. But I do feel like right now they're pretty calm, and they're going to be able to just hold out until the next Roshan. And obviously, they have to keep bringing the gem over to the pit to clear out any TA traps, but they definitely have the advantage in the rush pit as long as they keep investigating. Maybe just leave one Chen creep in the pit, I think would be great, but Chrono missed down bottom.
Oh. What?
Yeah, just tried to go on the Ember, and I don't know if he used the blink to get out, but obviously he didn't get caught.
I think he just remnant away, it looks like it, because he's always leaving a remnant behind. This is what I noticed. That's a good habit for any Ember player. And right now you can see WG Unity, they're gonna have a smoke up with him. They're gonna walk up the hill. Exactly. Actually, no, they'll just go straight for Roshan.
That's so good. That is the perfect timing, where right now they just use Chronosphere, they're not feeling fully confident, and they haven't done their rounds around the Roche pit. So they very clearly don't know this is going on, and that's a big deal if they could get this Aegis for free.
And Zaki's just waiting outside, a bit of reconnaissance, providing a bit of intel. Oh, straight to the last one to Nick. He's gonna drag him away. The casket's not really gonna land away. It does a bit, but Ajit's gonna go straight for Nick. And Nick, he was gonna come out. You can see the depth ward's gonna land, doing a ton of damage to Apu. He's gonna attack the most of it as the OD cleans up the Zaki.
Oh, the test of faith!
Witch Doctor's gonna get killed on the Venge, so it's gonna be a 2 for nothing. And meanwhile, Aegis is gonna be picked up by Timon.
Yeah, so the Gyrocopter gets sent home by the Chen. He's just got too much HP. With this S&Y Scotty build, this guy has 2,300 HP. Plenty of time for the Chen to Hand of God, Test of Faith them home, and the Mechanism too. And that means that everything they committed for was for naught, that they weren't able to find their kill. And yeah, so sure they get the Aegis, but now they've got an entire team knocking at their door with the Chronosphere coming off cooldown soon. This is the perfect opportunity for Mineski-X to actually start taking real objectives during this time. I don't even think they're afraid of the Aegis. Like, who cares about the Aegis, the Immortal, and the Templar Assassin right now? They don't have it, unfortunately, but the more important thing is that they are able to go to the high ground without any of their side lanes getting pushed out heavily.
Yeah, they're starting to push it out, but right now, WG Unity, they have to be careful because right now the middle lane is taking a fair bit of damage here. It's already fallen to almost 50% HP. Johnny, oh nice Chrono catches Timon, but he has the Aegis. Apu's gonna swap him out. Selfless support will pay, whether he will die for that play. And over here, Wen going for the last one to Nick. He's dragging him all the way into the base and the 4-staff as well. And right now they need to bang him down. Do we have to send back home? I don't think so, Nick. And actually,
they combo it.
Oh, he's gonna get
so they're gonna be able to send him. Yeah.
And Extinct. Oh, he's gonna burn, but Wen dies. There's a lot of damage coming from the battlefield side of this, but Timon's gonna go straight into X Nova, and Ember Spirit's gonna get killing spree here, and they're going to Extinct, yeah, he's dead anyway, so Ember Spirit with a double kill. And Mineski-X, they will just retreat right now to just minimize their casualties.
Yeah, big comeback gold coming back the other way here, as finally we do see some nice swing the other way here. It's gonna be 14-40 going the way of WG Unity, but still, those are the support pickups, and more importantly, the Gyrocopter surviving. Astral plus the Test of Faith, very similar to the classic Shadow Demon Chen, the Disruption into Test of Faith, but yeah, you have to go on the OD here. Like, you can't afford to go on anybody else. They keep on trying for the Gyrocopter because he's in bad position.
Half HP. Kong needs to save him. Imprisonment, defensive, and call down. Aegis is gonna get popped.
No way.
Oh,
does he actually get out? Oh
he gets away. And Timon's gonna pop the BKB. He's going ham onto Kang. I think he's gonna dive this. Actually, maybe not. But here comes Nick, slowing him down with the Eye of Skadi. Do they have detection? He has a Melt Strike. He's gonna stay there, but yep, essentially he's gonna pop down. And Spirit's gonna kill the OD from the side as Timon falls. So Ajit, his net worth continues to climb, and I think he's just staying in the neighborhood. No, he's backed off all the way back to base already. So, and he's just completed the full data list. It's 30 minutes in. He's massive.
Yeah, but I mean, like that, he's still an Ember Spirit is the problem. Like they don't really have a way to take advantage of things except for on the steps of their own base and in a losing position in the game. Like I feel like, yeah, he finally got his bounty. He was able to claim the OD there, but I feel like any other carry could have done the same thing at 31 minutes, just adding in that little extra bit of damage. Daedalus is great, Battle Fury is great, but where is it giving you the win condition? Unless Mineski-X like group up all 5 with a giant creep wave right at the steps, like I feel like this Ember Spirit is still going to be weaker in this kind of position because you don't have the control with it. Like if you had a Darkseer or a Magnus along with this Ember Spirit, if you had any kind of controlled AoE stun that could punish mispositionings where Mineski-X are clumped, then Ember Spirit his impact is magnified. But as it is right now, he is as farmed as he's going to get this game, just about. Maybe he gets a Lincoln's, maybe he goes for Divine Rapier, I don't know. But I don't see him actually finding more opportunities to really make the big impact that he needs to.
So here comes the million-dollar question: who really carries harder in this kind of 1v1 matchups? You think about just pause 1 versus pause 1. Is it your Gyro or is it your Ember? Because I mean, to me, I feel that the Ember has that. I mean, he doesn't man fight as well as a Gyro, especially if this Io Skadi. Or is it like
I mean, obviously if the Gyrocopter goes Butterfly, then the Ember Spirit goes MKB. I mean, you can look at those kind of item comparisons and just kind of go around in circles about it. But end of the day, I feel like, I mean, obviously neither hero's strength is in their ability to 1v1 an opponent. It's all about the kind of, what's the word?
Oh wait, the pinging out Nick,
Collateral
he's
damage.
too far out, and Zaki slowing him down, has to track as well, just waiting to cancel, and of course here comes the troll summoners, just saving him for now. So good map awareness from Extinct, making sure no one's chasing him. He's able to just trap him with his net if he needs be, because you can see there's this charging all the way to the top from the middle lane.
But yeah, so I would say, I mean, both Ember and Gyro are much more about the collateral damage. Obviously, in a man fight, right now the Gyrocopter is building better for it. The Ember Spirit, Sleight of Fist is a 6-second cooldown. He'll get his hits in, he'll get his licks in, but generally speaking, Gyrocopter should come out ahead, and he's just getting more right now. I mean, obviously the Ember Spirit has a higher net worth because he has this Battle Fury, because he's been focusing on farm rather than fight, but in the end, the Gyrocopter is just more suited for it.
I mean, I actually beg to differ because I prefer Ember over Gyro, maybe, but at the same time, right now, see how these two heroes, the way they contribute to these team fights and stuff, especially now with the Blink, which is something which most players, or some people tend to forget about, is that he's able to isolate people much easier, especially against this Juggernaut. And Mineski-X is just kind of lacking on that right click right now, because even your OD, he hasn't done that much for being that OP hero he is this meta. And with the Mystic Staff,
I mean, he's gonna have the sheep in just a very short period of time, though, and with Blink Hex, like I feel like the Ember is just counting his days, counting his minutes, and at that point, what does it matter how hard he can hit? Because he's just gonna be the glass cannon that is turned into a pig. There's no Lotus Orb response from the Bounty Hunter. Hell, he could barely have afforded the Force Staff that he picked up a little while back. I guess to not only give himself mobility, but to help the Batrider pull people out of position.
Right now they're going for the counter smoke. WG Unity going around, and they're gonna find somebody. They're gonna find X Nova, but that's not the target. The one actually. Never mind. Screw it. Here comes Johnny. BKB pops into Timur, and Afu with a nice swap again. As one is gonna get run up 8 he will fall down first. So there we go. The corner against Afu. He's gonna die as well. So it's a 2-0 trade as Mineski-X getting these kills, and WG Unity just smoking to their death apparently. Smoking kills.
Yeah, if they're not smoking into like a 5v3, any kind of numerical advantage, then they're failing to get any kind of opening, and I feel like we're starting to see the cracks in the armor. We're actually see Bounty.
Oh,
yeah,
gonna try for Nick.
Oh,
bottom lane, ODF gets the kill, but okay, I was looking at Timon because he just set himself up for. He was trying for a kill into the Gyro, I guess, but Gyro's just super tanky. Like you mentioned, 2600 HP and 3 heroes down for WG Unity. 2 have buyback, but it's gonna be a tough one to hold. They have to chrono up again because there is an Axe onto Johnny.
Damn. I do like the Ember Spirit having the Lincoln Sphere now, but the Atos should be able to pop that without too much difficulty. In the end, though, what is the move from Mineski-X here? It looks like they are just going to be spreading out, falling back. They realize that there is risk playing this close to the enemy base when the Batrider has double Force Staff behind him. You can pull somebody completely out of position. You might not get your imprisonment or your Test of Faith off fast enough. And then, of course, the other factor is if you don't TP early, then the Ember Spirit starts canceling. He blinks, Slight, chains, and is able to actually guarantee his team 2 kills if Mineski-X aren't very careful about when they retreat and when they advance.
And we are gearing for some ancient creeps gonna be stocked up pretty soon because Extinct, he's halfway through the Aghanim Scepter. I mean, I don't know, I feel this game goes kind of long. I feel it drags on to at least 45 to 50 minutes around that timing. Because right now both these teams, they're not too concerned about fighting for now. They just want to wait for the right opportunity for pickups and stuff. And Roshan just spawned. The Chain Creep's gonna spot it out. Zaki is providing them a bit more intel as the Ember Spirit is pushing out the top lane.
Oh, that got
going to Afu. You're not swapping anybody out this time. I don't think you're running. Can bank him down and another kill, one killing spree for him.
Ember is on the top lane though. They're gonna force out the glyph on the 2-3 tower.
Really good for them.
Yeah, I'd almost say that glyph is worth the Venge's life, unless the Roshan.
Oh, Johnny! They find Zaki! And they're out of Atos as well. Johnny with this gem. Yeah, he's not running away here. He's gonna get brought down, and OD finds himself another kill. Kang on the dominating streak, and this will be Roshan. But I think WG can still salvage the situation. Ajit, he really needs to start pushing out this lane. The fortification is down, and of course this top T3 is at 118 HP. It's already within deny range. This Roshan still goes on. Ember's rushing on to the top. No, he's just gonna keep on farming.
Well, he was actually just fighting the gyrocopter there, but had to back off. Wasn't able to sustain that, and more importantly, he didn't know they don't have vision on Mineski-X, so you might have somebody lurking in the shadow.
No way! No way!
Oh!
And he gets the Aegis kill. He gets the Roshan kill as well.
Jeez. Just such a player. I mean, now even the TA, while they're distracted with the Batrider, he goes in on the Chen, but he gets caught in the net, and he's not able to get away.
Cancel the TP. Blaze, what is this? Misplays everywhere, and Timon, he will fall. Oh god.
Oh boy. I mean, maybe just obviously he was thinking the BKB would give him a freebie, and somewhere in his mind he thought there was a way out after that, but. This Faceless Void has both a gem and an Aghanim Scepter. He will have the Chronosphere, and more importantly, the Troll Trap was what got Extinct some distance from his opponent. So, yeah, that was a very ballsy play. Kind of just tries to keep him looking at one hand.
Zaki, can he kill him up? No, I think you're in the wrong neighborhood here. They try to go for him, and now we get the last two out, and of course, Ajit is here, Blink to get the dice, double sharing chains. But no, the defensive imprisonment, and where's the rest of his team? Mineski-X, there we go. Johnny, do we have a Chronosphere? It's up in 10. Actually, not really 13, but still, who's counting? And Kang, he's gonna go spanking down Afu, and Afu with these Astral Blasts, doing so much damage. And Zaki, he's still hanging around the neighborhood. He spots out Extinct, and Faceless Void's gonna find himself the kill to the Batrider. Looks like he did use the Chronosphere. Actually, no, it's still up.
Still has it. No, he was just right-clicking next to Ancients. The Malediction was actually the big player there. Maxed out Maledict. Not the most common to see in a 5-position Witch Doctor, but definitely paid its dividends there. Now we see the buyback on the Batrider. They are desperate to hold position. The Ember Spirit no longer able to siege, able to poke. He's going to have to go forward, and I think the Atos is going to break his Lincolns. With the Courier bringing the Sheepstick. No! Bounty Hunter almost gets the Courier.
No way. And actually, okay, he's bringing X-Nova really, really low. Johnny, okay, with the time walk, he's able to get a bit of his damage, a bit of his health back. So it looks like they'll back up at Zaki. He's looking for a courier. I think he's gonna get the snipe.
Yeah. But even if he does, though, he was about to get it when the Sheepstick was on the courier, and instead, it's just an empty one. If he had delayed that Sheepstick by several minutes, that could have been a game changer. But no, the Sheepstick's there. All the OD has to do is blink, Atos, hex the Ember. And that could be the end of the game. I mean, obviously he has a buyback for now, but I mean that's pretty much how this game ends in my eyes.
Looking very, very dangerous for WG. I mean, of all these key items, like you mentioned, the Sheepstick. But still, I mean, I just want to go. Let's go back to the thing about stealing the Aegis, all that. I mean, was it like the second time this game already?
Yeah, well, the Venge Swap was able to steal the first Aegis, and then obviously this one got stolen by the Batrider just going in with the Flame Break play.
Just hooked up.
It was
WG.
Yeah, trying to just use the Bounty Hunter's vision advantage to get a flank, but how far do they catch them off guard? Can they actually prevent the OD from getting his items, his imprisonment off? I think they only get the Chen here.
I don't think they have the damage as well. But this, they don't know. Zaki, he's just playing around with Extinct. Who's he going for? He's going straight for Kang. Do a bit more. Oh, Jackson onto the cliff. They messed up. Johnny. Of course, oh, here comes up. We have a Chronosphere. Where's the Chronosphere? No, Chains catches to the Johnny. Looking for it. Just gonna go straight into Afu. Side, you hear the Death Boy. X-Nova doesn't even kill anyone. Zaki's gonna die in the trees. And he's the OD getting the kill into Venge. And okay, what else? No, it looks like they actually get Chronosphere legit. Then we get to back off cooldown as well. We need a Hex. We need a Hex. No, we don't. Oh, look at the remnants. They don't know where to go. And when Colin's gonna miss completely.
Oh.
One time lock, two time lock. We have a third. And there you go. OD finds himself another kill as WG Unity. They have been delaying this game for as long as they can. But Johnny, can he get the bash again? Time lock? No way.
Nah, but still, just a fight that they were prepared for. They keep on thinking that they're going to find these freebies here. They don't want to get in gem range, so they only get in daytime sight range with the bounty hunter. And as such, they only get a fraction of the information they need in order to make their jump. They go on the OD, but he's got all his backup. The OD didn't even have to self-imprison. Was dropped down to maybe half HP, and then was fine from there. It was just... The fact is, Mineski-X have stayed in formation. They've been ready to respond, and they were able to turn it around quite a bit. Another thing is the Shuriken toss keeps on going out really early in the fight. Zaki was sitting there in Invis next to the channeling Witch Doctor and just praying that his Maledict didn't take him over because the Shuriken was on cooldown and there was nothing he could do about it. This is like the 5th or 6th time we've seen a full duration Death Ward in this game, and that's just something that you can't afford to do or to allow as a bounty hunter. Anyways, from there we do have the big ticket item, Ajit, Divine Rapier. This is where we really question the full potential of the Ember Spirit. This is as big as you can get. Like, Moonshard doesn't matter on this hero, and you're not going to be subbing out any of these items for anything else. This is best in slot Ember Spirit at 42 minutes, and we'll have to see what he can do with it.
And you can tell this is the all or nothing because he's not even saving up for buyback. He's just gone straight for it.
Well, I mean, like, what are you going to do? Buy back without your rapiers? Like, it just doesn't matter.
Yeah.
You have to make this life count.
But I mean, at the same time, back to the fight, I mean, besides what you pointed out about the Witch Doctor and the Bounty Hunter, I want to say that I think that there was a bit of miscommunication between the team. Because after the last suit, it looks like he pulled, or rather the Bat Rider, it felt like one wanted to pull your Gyrocopter out of the fights, but at the same time, Timon was like, no, I want to fight him, I want to kill him off. But the rest of the team, they just seem so split on what they wanted to accomplish.
I think the Batrider wanted to pull the OD away from the Chen, so there was no chance of the Mechanism or Test of Faith save, but TA blinked too close to the Chen for that to be a real option and still put damage on him, so it probably was on the TA there, but I mean, just in general, like you said, just a little bit confounded, and the target priority wasn't there.
So hopefully by maybe, you know, if the next time they pull the last one to somebody, I hope that they can actually, you know, get the pick off the much needed kill they need to get at least the manpower advantage in the fights. But even still, I still worry for them because this Divine Rapier may not be enough. We may need a second one.
Oh, the Courier has the Mood Shard on it. Grab it. One hit.
Been killed.
And Kong actually, oh, he's on the hunt. He wants blood.
He's angry.
He backs off. Alright, so I believe we've had more Roshan, more AG steals than courier kills this game, which is quite unique, seeing as, you know, usually when you have a bounty on your team, you want to be, you pretty much want to be sniping those couriers, but he's not been able to accomplish that. And now with the Mineski-X, they will try to push for the last outer tower of this game, which is the T2 bottom lane. And maybe afterwards, you know, just wait for the next Roshan. It is up in a couple of minutes.
Alright, so I think that's probably the play for Mineski-X. They're happy to try to make it work, but there is obviously the risk that somehow, some way, WG Unity take the pit by storm or by surprise and give Ember an Aegis. Do you actually think he can afford to have an Aegis in one of his item slots, or does he have to have the Blink Dagger?
I think you don't need... Okay, hold on. We're talking about the Ember here, right? Or is it Odin?
About the Ember, yeah. Because
Okay,
I was thinking about
yeah.
covering the Divine Rapier with the Aegis, which is a common tactic, but then you're probably going to get chronoed.
I guess you drop the Blink, because at that point, having the second life is really everything. But that's where Afu will have to cover him. Because we can see right now, Mineski-X, they're just going straight for Afu, so that whenever they catch Ajit, there's no one to save him.
Yeah, okay. I think, yeah, that's a good point. Just keep them separate. Level 14 with Eighth Lens is plenty for you to be able to get the range you need on the Nether swap. So they'll keep that range pretty much exactly, and they should always be able to respond to the Chrono, at least the first.
Alright, so here we go, Mineski-X, they will go for this bottom T2. And meanwhile, WG Unity, they will try and push this, but the Dragon is actually pulling away the creep wave, just slowing it down. And otherwise, they would pretty much be at the T3 by now. And the top lane, you can see the tower's really gone. Zaki's just staying inside, providing them a bit more intel. As next Nova and the rest of Mineski-X, they will be forced back.
All right, this makes things quite interesting because right now we're fighting on the side, Mineski side of the map. Some vulnerability. They're actually very wisely backing off here before the entirety of Mineski-X just run them over. If they even stayed as long as to deward that, they would be absolutely dead right now.
And right now, Mineski-X, they're all smoked up. Looking for a kill. Johnny, he has the Chronosphere. The smoke is gonna pop.
Oh, he's so toast.
They'll find Zaki instead. Will he use the Chronosphere for this? I don't think so. He has the gem. Actually,
Oh,
they
no!
will.
Okay, it's 60
Wow.
seconds. It's 60
Yeah,
seconds,
it doesn't
whatever.
matter. But that's a lot of hate still.
Yeah, it definitely was not necessary. I mean, what's the guy gonna do? Suddenly turn into Storm Spirit? Like, I have no idea.
Maybe 4 staff away, kite them around. That would have been fun to see, though.
You need like 6 4-stars, dude.
Yeah, you. Oh, okay. But you never know. I mean, they don't know that. Maybe the rest of the team's behind. So, I don't know. Better safe than
Yeah, I mean, that Chrono positioning does block off reinforcements. I will say that.
So, okay. So there we go right now, Mineski-X. I mean, he did leave a huge Thunder Hide. Is that a Dragon or a Lizard? I'm still not sure, but okay. But they're leaving it inside the Roshan pit, and of course with the TA trap as well. Is making sure that Roshan goes to them so that they can close out this game at last. But they always have to be careful of the Ember Spirit threat, because right now he has 4,155 gold in his pockets. What do you do? I mean, do you go for second rapier? Do you just like what? Drop a blink, go for second rapier. Is that what you do here?
I wouldn't. I would still say the blink is really good. I would say his ideal is you get the Divine Rapier's gold cost in surplus, and then you have buyback and a second rapier, so that your second life you can come in and still have a rapier, and maybe you get BOTs level 2 after that. I still think the blink is very important. Maybe you can go without it for an Aegis, but not for more damage.
I don't know, maybe this is like my thing, or maybe it could be like an MVP.
Yeah, it's definitely a playstyle thing. At this point, you can make decisions, but I'm just giving my 2 cents on
No,
that.
it's true, it's true. I know, I agree with you at the same time. Because I like to play Ember, and sometimes I just go for like 2 or 3 rapiers if I have to. And that's where like your friends are just like, no, and you're just like, why not? It's all or nothing. Sometimes you just have to go big, make the plays. But there we go. Look at how fast this Roshan goes.
Yeah, but at the same time, we are going to see the glyph pop once again on the top lane here, and they've got to get back quick. Is there going to be any swap cancel? We've got another swap available. They're not willing to TP yet. And finally, we will see the Witch Doctor make his way back, but the Jarcopter's got to book it.
The first lane of Rax will actually go to the team who is far behind, and that is WG Unity. And right now, they have to back away. This is not the fight. This is not the play. Mineski-X on the hunt for blood. We're not happy that you took our Rax.
You might find it!
Oh
The
no,
vision!
yes!
Oh!
Timon! And Timon is gonna get bashed away as the rest of the team rushes over there, but Timon, he's still not taking any damage. He still has another refraction as well. And of course the gem is onto Johnny. He will actually BKB out and blink out, but Johnny's gonna keep hunting him down. He's gonna fight. Timon is gonna man up, but no. I don't think he does man up against 4 heroes like that. So anyways,
I mean, he didn't have any other option.
Yeah.
His refraction was down. He couldn't blink out again.
Suicide
It's
bomb
just
right
so
away.
unfortunate.
Yeah, just like.
If he had a TP scroll, I guess you BKB TP, hope for no bash, but...
But looking at Johnny this game, he's had quite a number of bashes.
Oh wait, no, his TP got cancelled by the Chronosphere earlier. That's what it was. Okay, so there's no TP in not only an item, but as far as cooldown. Yeah, it's just been... It was a really good Chronosphere coming out from Johnny. He only had a little bit of vision prior to the TP. He didn't actually see the TA while she was TPing. So he had to make a bit of a guess, say, okay, well, there's a chance as soon as she ran behind the trees, she TP'd. Otherwise, I'll catch her while she's running.
Oh, this is a very nice ward over here. It's gonna show where the Ember leaves his remnants, because this is around. It's pretty much around the spot where you will want to leave your remnants around. So this is very nice. But over middle lane, OD, they will kill Zaki again. This bounty hunter. I mean, usually you want to be gaining gold for your team, but it looks like he is giving away plenty of his bounties and his booty to Mineski-X. Oh, sad life. And there we go. They will just try to close this game with the Thunder Hide. That slow lizard as Kang leads the charge, blinks in. Looking for a kill. Very, very aggressive blink. He doesn't even spend an Aegis.
Thunderhide can give him the frenzy now, so this is going to be a massive amount of attack speed coming in for the OD.
Oh, Afu knocks him in, and the last two to follow. They're going to try to bring him to the fountain, maybe? During chains, and Kang, he's very, very low. They need a bit more. And 8,800 gold. He's rich, but Bounty buys back. Looks like they will get the kill onto Kang here, and Jarikov will actually be the one to kill the bench. Then suicide. But Johnny, he has a Chronosphere. Maybe they turn around for this. The Gyro, he is decently painful, but he's gone for a lot of defensive items. There we go once again. That very,
that
very
crit.
blink. Jit clearing the entire creep wave, and Nova are brought to 50% of his HP, as right now they will just back off.
Yeah, Nova has got to be shaking a little bit. The Ember does go for the second Rapier. We'll see what he drops for it. Or if he just stashes it. Like I said, stash Rapier is best Rapier in my book. But still, like, they are able to do what they want to. They do buy back on the Bounty Hunter, but they were trying to take him to the Fountain. The Bounty Hunter was trying to buy back for staff the Bat. Didn't work out that way, but they still got what they wanted. They got 1,000 gold from the OD onto the Ember via that kill streak, and he does stash the Rapier.
I mean, he's still so much gold. Oh, he actually bought a second Rapier.
Yeah, he stashed it, so he'll have it for a second life.
Oh, this is really crazy. And he still has 5,100 gold.
Yeah, he'll BOT level 2 as long as he can afford the buyback as well, which he can.
Moonshot seems like a wasted item, so maybe I guess if you're really crazy, what do you do? Like, what, BOT in, drop the Necro books down, and just what, Remnant back to base?
I feel like the game is so tense, the fact that you can die within the cast animation between Atos and Hex, that I don't think you mess with Necros or anything like that. I feel like you can buy 1,000 million sentry wards, but I think BOT's level 2, Moonshowered if you feel like it, and then leave it at that.
I don't think you see many moon shards onto Ember Spirits because
Yeah,
the last time
it's only if he literally just has 4,000 gold he's
Uh-huh.
not doing anything with.
just casual gold, or maybe you just like buy a BKB, you pop it, and then you just go in, you know, stuff like that.
Yeah, I could see BKB actually being a nice stash item too.
But if it does get to a point where we see Ember Spirit ratting with Necrobooks and Manta Star Radiance, that kind of stuff, I would say we're pretty much at the point Dota's into chaos, that's for sure.
Yeah.
But anyways, I mean, 31 to 10, we have 52 minutes in, and this is only game 1. I don't think any of us saw this game going this way, Blaze.
Yeah, I felt like Mineski-X had the opportunity to close it out with their draft, but a lot earlier. But obviously, the way that WG Unity have been playing it, they've been able to keep forcing issue on the top lane, kind of make every Roshan contested, which is something that a lot of teams fail to do. And as such, Mineski-X haven't had the clear step 1, 2, 3 to victory.
Right now, Mineski-X, they're smoked up. Maybe, but Afu enough, they're very scared of the dark. Are you afraid of the dark? Timon actually, oh, he's actually going for the missile, but oh look, there we go. Johnny finds Timon again. A love-hate relationship going on between these two, and Timon, he's not happy to see Johnny, but Johnny is very happy to see him. He will just happily claim that kill.
And with that, we are going to be seeing them just kind of look to force the TA buyback. They did lose the Aegis, so Gyrocopter will be tested faith home to pick up an item, and then BOT back to the front line. It looks like they actually want to clear top. They are worried about this top melee racks. They're not looking to just run down the lane and force a buyback. They want to make sure that they can punish whatever's happening up top.
Maybe he goes for a Rapier of his own on the Gyro, because if you look at his
When it's got to go for this. Like, how do you not go for this as a Bat Rider? Oh, it's like so juicy, but
tasty, but yeah, I think they just worried that the rest of the team.
well, they see them all mid, right? So
that's true.
I feel like it was an opportunity, but this is still a massive Gyrocopter, and now he has every tank item he can.
Satanic BKB, SNY, and he's going for the butterfly.
This is a full stat, full tank build. Like, this is your hardcore late game magic carry. He just really needs the Moonshard, though.
Did you see that? X-Nova was almost crit down to death thanks to the cleave.
He's got to be very careful, too.
Gyro's
and Aether Lens is actually really good here for the Witch Doctor, but
come on,
just
Ember.
to get some distance away from everything.
Do it, Ember! Buy the third Rapier, don't let your dreams be dreams. And Nick, he will stand on the front lines, he will get the range racks, and now maybe click the barrier at this melee. Casually just kissing in the face, and then we're gonna swap. Who are they going for? But Johnny, nah, that's not the play. And Afu is gonna die. So Kong just killing him in the side lane.
That means the Chronosphere is going to be that much more effective. But Venge cannot buy back. Sure, she emanates the negative Vengeance aura, but they're able to subvert half of that with the Vladimirs. And actually, the Thunderhide has a War Drums aura. Or, sorry, that's different, never mind. But just the Vengeance aura doesn't matter at this stage, that's the bottom line. Even with the Gyrocopter being nearly all stat-based damage, he's still going to be able to just chew through these towers.
Oh, Ajit is not having any luck at all with the crits. You can tell. The creeps are just waiting outside. Oh, Johnny, the Chrono Spirit catches up the preemptive Chrono! And Ajit, this is not... Oh, he's just gonna die. He'll be forced to buy back. Pick up the next Rapier. Who gets this next one? It's actually Johnny who's gonna get it. Oh... He fucked up. And Kang, Timun's gonna go straight for the OD. Trying to click onto X-Nova, but he can't even kill the Witch Doctor. And Timun does. He have to buy back. There we go, the Death Ward is gonna get cancelled. And the Johnny's Eclipse! Everyone's dying here, and the base is just exposed. Ember and Timun, they have to defend the base. I'm not sure how. They have to pull one out of their ass, but this is just crazy. It's right now Timun, the Venge, and Ajit just waiting behind their T-Force. As right now Mineski-X will look to close this game at long last at 56 minutes in.
And Ajay was able to do so much damage to the OD there.
Again. Can he kill off Nick? Apparently not. I mean, he's just a satanic, and the BKB, the GG will be called by Timun. 11 to 40. They prolonged the game as long as they could, and credits to them, they actually did a very good job stealing the Aegis twice. But Mineski-X, the solid lineup they had. I mean, the bounty just really didn't have the impact we thought it would, place. Well, I mean, what are your thoughts on this game so for now?
I feel like Ajit played his heart out. Like, this guy on the Ember Spirit was able to do so much work. He made the perfect decision in terms of items, in terms of positioning, just tried to do everything. But he just didn't have the right team behind him. Not in terms of teammates, but in terms of the draft. Their mid and their off laner didn't really have the control that was necessary to make this work. We didn't see a high impact lasso in that last fight, and just in general, like, it felt like it was Ember against the world. It really did. I felt like every aspect of this game comes down to the fact that the other four heroes fell short in some capacity. The Batrider did well. I liked how Win moved on the map, but in general, it just wasn't enough to take on Mineski-X, at least in this first game. And we'll have to see if they bring one of their new pocket strats to game number 2.
That's true. So there we are, guys. That is game 1 going to with Mineski-X. We'll be back for game 2 shortly. See you guys soon.